internet? MegaMogwai here, and I got 2023's final Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. As today, it's going to be a bit of a special upload because we're doing something that we've done recently before. Now, I saw a video that MegaMogwai uploaded playing our SWAIN Indestructible Leviathan deck, right? I was kind of like thinking of like, how do I reference this deck exactly? So I think it's actually one of the better decks that I've shared these last few days, but he certainly did not agree. He actually ranted about the deck needing Broadmane for like 75% of the footage. And I don't mind, you know, I totally don't care about like what he had to say or like his critique or anything. Like I'm actually very thick-skinned and, you know, I have no insecurity problems or anything like that. So I didn't really mind, okay? I didn't care, okay? But I still feel like I had to do something. And that something is quite simple. I'm going to make him play the deck again. Like, that's what you get, boy. Because I actually disagree. I think this is not a Lord Broadmane list. I've actually gone into detail on this on stream and on Twitter. Like, ranted about it at like 1 in the morning. Like, just this massive thread about why this deck does not need Lord Broadmane. And let me give you the TLDR for those of you who don't, you know, follow me on Twitter or don't watch my streams, which is probably a good chunk of you, honestly. Basically, this is a SWAIN deck. Ever since SWAIN got nerfed to require 14 or more non-combat damage, we have to prioritize cards that deal more damage rather than having a bunch of like reliable fast speed pings. So while on the surface this seems like it is an ideal deck for Broadmane, we do not have access to the same amount of low cost fast speed pings that a deck like Nora Elder Dragon does. We're not playing stuff like Group Shot, for example, right? Like the only real source we have for that is Pytos. And that is essentially it, because we're playing a full set of Noxian Fervor, we're playing the Iron Legionary, as we're trying to get cards that really help us level up SWAIN as fast as possible. Because ultimately, while it does seem like we are a control deck, that's not really this deck's identity. This is a slow burn, value-centric mid-range list. Now, these sort of like labels, control, mid-range, aggro, in Legends of Runeterra, they've always been a little bit iffy because, you know, you can argue for a deck being mid-range or control, and you can actually set up a debate about it. So, you know, just take these labels as like with a grain of sand. Like, don't take them to heart, you know, because nobody really can define exactly what a control deck is. Like when a deck stops being mid-range and when it's actually control in Legends of Runeterra. And you know, people who you know say they can are full of shit, in my opinion. Like it's quite you know, it's tricky because the game is very combat centric regardless of what deck you play, and obviously there are decks that are like purely control, like Karma, you know. Like I don't want to go on this crazy tangent, but you know, it's never like as clear as it is. But if I would define this deck, essentially it would be a mid-range slow burn mid-range, right? We try to win with leveled up SWAIN and Leviathan. We try to lock our opponents out with SWAIN and Leviathan. That's essentially how we try to finish up games. But as a deck that can play for value against faster builds, we can also become the aggressor when we face slower strategies. I actually have a really solid win rate against Karma with this deck, and the worst matchup out of the entire meta happens to be Nora Elder Dragon. But that doesn't mean that this deck is strictly a worse version of it. I would argue that perhaps Nora Elder Dragon is overall a better deck, you know, regarding all the matchups. But there are some key matchups that the deck struggles with that this deck actually thrives. I believe this deck does really well against Demacia-based builds, like Elder Dragon Demacia-based decks, because we are able to set up a Leviathan to just kind of like shut them down, and we have Indestructible to prevent our Leviathan from going down against you know, their strike spells, also running a couple of copies of Disintegrate and Scorched Earth to deal with their units. You may think, well, Lord Broadmane kind of does that as well. But the reason why Lord Broadmane is not very, very good here is, first of all, the card is weak against Demacia because they have strike spells. So even if you're playing boons, which are a big reason to play Lord Broadmane, by the way, you don't have the ability to like protect it, like because the boons are a skill that enters a stack, your opponent always has an opening to just strike spell onto your Lord Broadmane before it gets the boon going, so with the original 3-4 stat line. Instead, Enraged Fire Spitter just overall is much better for the deck because it synergizes better with Swain, giving us roughly a 30% level up requirement for him, while also synergizing with leveled up Swain by dealing damage to the Nexus, allowing us to potentially clear a weakened unit, and also stun their strongest enemy. On top of that, the 8 power makes it so that against these Demacia decks, if they try to get rid of something like this with a strike spell, it's gonna more often than not end up in an even trade, right? Because 8 power is just a shitload, and it allows this thing to just trade into almost all heavy hitters. And the fact that it can just challenge and trade into a Morgana or a Mordekaiser is also a very big deal. So ultimately, due to the nature of the meta as it is now, it is quite tempo-based. This card does a lot more than Broadmane, and you're going to see it a lot in today's gameplay. As you know, we have essentially that, a deck that aims to win with Swain in the late game and utilizing Nora with the portals to develop a board state that can halt down faster strategies while also potentially applying pressure to slower ones as well. Like, Nora is just great value, one of the best champions in Standard, and, you know, it's not like I'm the first guy to play Nora Swain by any means, but I think this version with Indestructible and the new card Iron Legionary goes a long way, because Iron Legionary is also really good against Demacia. Fantastic card against Demacia, because they don't really have pings, so the 1 health weakness is not really a thing there, and we have 5 power on this thing, so it can trade into stuff like the 0-4, like the 4 health Formidable, for example, which is a big issue for us. And overall, it's just a really, really strong unit to apply pressure there, but obviously really bad in the Nora Elder Dragon matchup because of all the pings. But ultimately, a card that can do really well in the Demacia matchup while also progressing Swain's level up by almost 50%. You know, please, Riot, bring back old Swain. Like, it's okay, just drop him down to 12 again. Nobody will complain. Do it. As then we have some damage here and there, and Pirouette, which is also really, really clutch here, and ultimately a super fun deck that has been really good for me. Like, I understand, like, I don't know, I think Magic Bay had a rough climbing session with this, but like, I have a really strong win rate with this deck in High Masters. I actually played it some more just to validate that, and it's just great. Like, right now for me, it's sitting at like a 77% win rate. So like, it's just really good. Like, I'm in high, like, I'm not at like the very peak of Masters by any means, but I'm like between 200 and 300. So like, I'm facing good players all the time, and this deck just puts in the work. Like, I think it actually matches up better against the meta, again, more so than Nora Elder, because Nora Elder struggles with these Demacia tempo lists with Mage Seeker Jr. We don't struggle as much against those, and you'll see in today's video. But yeah, got that all off my chest. So enjoy some more Swain, enjoy some more decks breaking, and hopefully this is you know, an enjoyable video, guys, to watch and to see before, you know, the year ends, as I got some spicy stuff in store for you tomorrow onwards. You know, I can give a bit of a teaser, but it's a Nidalee deck, and it's been absolutely amazing, and I'm really excited to share. Like, that'll be tomorrow's upload, and I got even more spice for the day after that. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. Like, I'm really, really happy with my deck building this season, and I'm just gonna try to continue to improve in that aspect. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. Hope you have a phenomenal end of the year. I wish you a happy 2024. I'll see you then. All right. More aggro-based matchup. We don't want Disintegrate. Swain is... It's good to have, but at the same time, like, I already have a Swain here. Like, I like having Swain because of Ravenous Flock. But considering the nature of this matchup, like, I need to find my early plays. I need to kind of, like, prioritize that. John Construct is great having here.
Let's get him, crew.
Pirouette could be pretty useful too.
Let's go make some friends, Tippers.
I'm gonna Pirouette here, because this slows down their Jhin level up and everything. They can hit me with that, but that's all right. I think I could take one more damage, but get rid of any. I think that's gonna be really important. Because you can level up and give them Tibbers, and Tibbers can actually do a lot. We're still at 12. We get to play a Swain. We get a portal here, which is really nice. Wait, what the fuck? When I'm summoning created at the bottom, 2 champions. 2 level 2 champions. Oh.
Loyalty through confidence.
I don't know if we don't have any ways to shuffle the deck though, right? So I don't think that's actually gonna matter. But the 2/4 stat line is really neat, giving us an extra blocker here, and now a Swain that kind of like demands them to develop a Jhin here. See, Jhin is still 3 out of 12.
War Mason, reporting for duty. Make the Empire proud.
Leave them nothing.
Big hit. Swain should be pretty close to leveling up. Like, Swain would have leveled up already, but you know, nerf.
I have my orders.
That's pingable. Okay.
Come on, Tibbers.
It's a lot.
Playtime.
That's a lot. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. We have a Ravenous Flock though, and a Pytos, so we can severely weaken.
They'll never see it coming.
Okay. Okay, so ping here. Ping here. Ravenous Flock here. Swain here.
Lack discipline.
And you there. Seems they have a Noxian Fervor.
Indecision is the first of many weaknesses.
Which they used to go face. Dropping us down to 4. Which is completely fine. Except now, we do here. Shut them down. Oh yeah.
Duty.
After the battle, the vision ceased. Empire above all!
Deathbreaker, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm on the verge of something.
Ping that with the bomb. Open attack.
Strength. I will
Exactly, so I will break them.
Explosives primed.
order, sir.
Bring forth our army. Checkmate.
For Noxus.
Fire!
My conflicts end
Only one way. I mean, that's it, right? Like, there's no Galio, but... Okay, so... This doesn't kill the Broadwing, but it can do other stuff. We dropped it. I mean, we have Leviathan and Indestructible. We have that endgame to look forward to. But I feel like keeping these two in this end is just way too greedy, especially because we could be drawing more Leviathans. Good options. Clear Nora opening, especially against Demacia, like, you know, as long as I have no board. And if they develop a Broadwing, we could try to counter that with that. Okay, now that they have that, we're gonna develop you.
Well, aren't you the cutest thing of a D I ever did see?
Very nice. Okay, so
Let us take a peek at
I'm gonna take a Noxian Fervor. We're gonna be using Pirouette. We don't need to use this because it's the same investment, right? So I probably shouldn't even have pinged. I was just thinking about like doing that into that, but I don't really need to.
Off we go.
We're expecting like a single combat or something on Tenora here, but we can still push a lot of damage and clear their challenge, right? Gentleman's Duel. But we get that out of them and we apply some pressure here. Okay. Just to clear that 3-3, we got a form up out of them. Very nice. Very nice. Getting the cards out of them. There's a Portapalooza. Is that the moment to do so? I mean, it depends on what they do here. Morgana. This is a Morgana turn. I've never seen one. I don't know if this line is correct. But if I minimize, yeah, if I like out tempo them like this. Let's think about this. The combination of these two is really nice. I think we just open swing here. I think playing SWAIN is kind of, well, it's not that greedy really. Problem is this 4-1 blocker is in the way, and I need to. They're gonna start developing the units with boons here. How much do we get out of like? I feel like instead of developing, we open attack. We both have 6 cards. The difference is we have a unit on the board as well. It's something we expected here. This is why we didn't waste this last time. And now we get to develop SWAIN.
Master your demons. The dragon's close. I can feel it.
Is it worth to play SWAIN here? Yes. Getting SWAIN, like a lot of times it's hard to really get SWAIN in. Okay, now that they have 5 mana, they could play a Morgana, but if I play Leviathan, this is the perfect time to play Leviathan. Because even if they play a Morgana,
There is no excess when victory is at stake.
Leviathan's value stems from the back row, right?
Another day guarding the walls.
Okay, wasn't expecting a challenger here. Let's see, they may be able to clear SWAIN, but they need to buff it significantly. It's about knowing like when the right moment to develop your units is, and knowing this matchup. That's what I love facing Demacia. Demacia has clear openings with their interaction, and we exploit that. So setting up SWAIN there, yeah, like how is it not worth it?
Indecision is the first of many weaknesses.
The scary thing is developing SWAIN.
Found such beauty in mortality.
Why was that reduced in cost again? What happened? Oh, because of Cloud Drake.
Be still.
Sacrifices must be made. Victory awaits!
I could have used Ravenous Flock here, but because I didn't, now I have a target onto Morgana, even though they could level her up.
Who will master whom?
See, and now we chose not to unshackle Swain because the threat of Swain is enough, right? We don't need to spend the mana. People will say, oh, Morgana's a 1 mana 3/4 with lifesteal. Just like people oversimplify things. They oversimplify things when they analyze cards. Just because my Swain is shackled doesn't mean I have to unshackle him anytime soon. I just need to unshackle when I'm ready to pull the trigger. In the meantime, I just make use of my mana in other ways. And now, because of that, I'm rewarded with this line of play here. We do this into this.
I am your darkness. I am your truth.
It's fine.
On Noxus.
What else you got?
Artillery barrage!
Stun those two. Now we unshackle him.
Leave them nothing.
And I mean, sure, I'll just do this, right?
You're no dragon. I will break them.
Deathless really strong against Demacia because 1 health is the same. I mean, they could play another Fire Splitter. And now we do this. So that their Morgana is locked there. Before they heal, we clear
After
that.
the battle, the ravens feast.
We have them on lockdown. They have no more plays, so now is the moment for the Palooza. Cycle through our deck. Get more Leviathans. Artillery barrage. Fire! Lock them out. Fantastic top deck. This is why we play this as a one-off. Fantastic top deck here. Deathless there. Let's see little reason not to play another Leviathan.
Order, sir.
Bring forth the army. Lock him out. Lock him out. Take the hit, we don't give a fuck. I shouldn't have done that.
They should thank me for the favor.
Because I have 2 Leviathans, just realized. I shouldn't have done that. That's like the misplay of this game, I guess. But that's it. Shut down. Artillery barrage! So yeah, it's not a Brahmin then. GG. For Noxus!
My conflicts end only one way.
Okay. I still don't know what this is. Like, okay, it's is this deck like around? Like, is there information on this? There is information on it. Curse of, okay, so it uses Curse of the Tomb. It tries to win through like overwhelm stuff. It has a pretty very aggressive early game. Very little interaction though. It makes Iron Legionary very good. If we can find Parrot is also great though. I'm gonna have to mulligan away Iron Legionary though because I need to try to find early plays, but these 2 cards are just really good. Like they're very vulnerable to pings as a deck. and drop the bomb as well.
Cut them for our god! We ride as one!
Well, ride of the afterlife. You and your crocodile. Get out of here. Yeah, that's really funny. That dying is funny to you, huh? I like me some Portapalooza. Like, what am I worried about on turn 3 here? That I can be vulnerable against? They can't play Renekton next. No, they can play Renekton on turn 4. So I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna play reactively. We don't need to force draws effective immediately when we have a lot of ways to deal with what they're doing.
As I live, all will die.
Okay, cool story, bro. I like to do this. Just clean way to deal with that. Again, this is a deck that tries to win with like big overwhelms, right? They try to get boons going on. Now here's the thing. I could go for a Portapalooza. I should, I think. And pass. Scout them out a little bit, see what they're up to.
Must be nice living off stolen coin.
Let us take a peek at life.
This card can be extremely powerful if I set it up right.
You cannot hide forever, Nasus.
I don't think I want to waste a second in Disintegrate. Disintegrate is going to be really useful here.
I am their end. No retreat.
I think at this point, considering I want to be playing Leviathan next turn, I can actually discard you. Yeah, that's why I took this. Look at that. Look at that clean. What am I worried about here? Like a Savage Reckoner, but we have Disintegrate with that.
Destination in sight.
Oh dear!
Fire!
Nice. You want to develop? Get punished. That's actually a problem. But that just means we do this, into this, into this.
Don't want to die? Don't do terrible things.
Artillery barrage!
Swain is technically safe there, yes, but
Astounding curiosities lie ahead.
Arda's gonna make a meal of them.
Empire above all! By my hand
Will Noxus rise?
Grand General!
Greed'll turn any man into a monster.
We are at war. Battle station!
And I mean, we're a quicksand. A quicksand saves them. Like a lot of the decks run it as like a one-off. But if they don't got a way to stop this Swain, this game's already over. And even if they do stop Swain, this game is over anyways. Like, they need a lot. They need a lot. Like, they need a Curse of the Tomb. There's a quicksand. Gonna clear their board. And gonna be killing our Swain, okay. But that could be used offensively to win the game. And they need to win next turn. They need a lot. Because this thing is vulnerable. I think if they wanted to win, they should have targeted one of these. Because then that combined with like a Curse of the Tomb can allow them to like cheese a win. That's what this deck does. That's what this deck aims to do. They aim to cheese by combining Curse of the Tomb with like a big overwhelm unit and hitting them. But that's just not happening. That's just not happening. Checkmate.
Conquest for Empire!
With the Indestructible, we killed him. Clean. Oh, wait, somebody had, okay. Yeah, somebody mentioned this in the chat like earlier, now I'm facing it. Evelyn Nidalee. Okay, let's see how good this is. I honestly don't really know. Is this like a thing? Nidalee. Evelyn Nidalee. No, it's actually not listed. We're venturing into the unknown. But yeah, like building Jhin, guys, it's not like building Under Dragon. Jhin is extremely restricted, and I think we've all should have learned that by now. I understand he's a really cool champion. I get it. But just being a cool champion is not enough to like justify trying to make the impossible possible, you know? Like, this could get ambushed.
Astounding curiosity.
I don't know if I should have taken Brothers Bond. Brothers Bond is very dependent on my board. And I don't think I need to play the aggressor in this matchup. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure they have an ambush.
Joy is a good look in a book and a cat in a lap. Step lively.
Deep breath now.
I have a disintegrate, so
Where's the where, I wonder?
the 2 damage is very valuable here, and it forces, like, if they were to ambush, I can disintegrate it.
Plenty of fire to go around.
Big progression for the level up. Is this the moment to play the early bird? I don't think so. We have this, but
Was hoping you'd stop by. She's been listening.
shit, we don't have a ping.
Threaten my pack, die by my claws.
See what's beneath while I see what's inside. Harder. Okay. Yes, I fight. That's it.
Mangle them. Hopelessly lost. I seem to have misplaced my, self. Off Off we go.
So she resets every time. Okay.
Portals everywhere.
I want to set up the portal first, and then resort to this.
Ooh, the suspense is terrible. I hope it lasts.
You are nothing. Worthless. Don't waste my time.
This Italy's really getting us here. What could I draw? There's a lot of things that I could draw that could allow me to clear that. Like another disintegrate, for example, but the options are
Once
limited.
was a yodel who got lost in a portal.
Enraged fire spitter into what? It's just basically disintegrate, right? Like I can't really pair off with that otherwise.
Oh, well, aren't you the cutest
So I need to
I've
develop
ever
here.
seen?
Our stories, our struggles have built this empire.
Very powerful.
Impress me.
Very, very, very powerful. Maybe I should have gone for the early bird earlier. So what we need to do now is we need to clear one of these bodies.
Mortality is madness.
And the difference between this and a Lord Broadmane is this actually helps me trade. Like it forces them to not attack with that, and all of a sudden like their attack is really hindered. Except for her, right? Like she's 100% a huge problem here. We play you here.
Hold up.
I mean, this elusive is really nice.
Where are you going?
Keeping their board clean is important.
Grab them by the scruff.
Get rid of Nora here. Interesting.
Too late to run.
Whoa. Problem is, it could quicksand me. But they could also set up an ambush that maybe, I think I have to play this. This card is really powerful, but we're nowhere near stable enough to play it. This is really intense. Like, we're getting pressured a lot, and I'm not sure, like, if they can answer this or not. Like, we're very low, and this Nidalee is just kind of like dealing a bunch of damage. Obviously, this Voice of the Risen is extremely threatening.
Contest the Picard. We have nothing to lose. If I am unworthy, then you are nothing.
Step lightly.
If they have a quicksand, they kind of like win anyways. Because they could just split here. Like, they don't even have to survive this exchange, but they can just split here and get rid of the Nora. Like, I can't play around quicksand because quicksand just wins. I'd really like a portal here. Portal here would be really important. Damn. Damn. I think this is the play. dealing with the Nidalee first.
Wait, the cubs.
And then we bomb this. Okay.
May we bleed forever.
Dearie me. Waddling away.
Victory awaits. By my hand will Noxus rise.
We timed the early bird really well, I think. But obviously this is just extremely intense
Leave
here.
them nothing. Know your place.
What is this?
I will break them.
I mean, we have portals here. Like, next turn they trigger for sure. Are we deep? No. Oof.
War is a curse I cannot permit.
Ugh. What a glorious top deck, baby! Let's go! Let's get it! What a game!
Pledge or perish.
What a game! Oh,
History
will remember us!